And he did good. She did good. And you heard some of the haters, you guys know who the haters, arguing with her. And she's like, well, send it to me. If she's done these things, I'll be right on there. Send it to me. Show me. Everybody just watches me online. And so everything that they say I do should be very easy to find. Very easy to find, in my opinion. Well, I was arrested but it was a warrant from somewhere. I was arrested in Montgomery. They waited until, and this is how crappy the parents are, right? The mom and the stepfather and the team that they're working, the 3 teams that they're working with on YouTube, right? They wanted to ruin Sebastian's prayer vigil. They made sure that this was all coordinated with the help of a detective that I now question in every major case she's covered. With the help of her, made sure that they strategically did this so it was done at Sebastian's rescue ride. So the parents could piss on the boy just a little bit more, right? You can't even let him have a rescue ride. This is how evil and disconnected his own mother and stepfather are. What parents do that? What parents sit on their butt and do absolutely nothing for months? What parents, within 2 weeks of the peak of the investigation, the search, hundreds of searchers out there, and they get in their camper and leave the state? What type of parents do this? Right? What type of parents do this? And then, at one vigil, decide to scream at Seth, at his truck, and leave and go shopping for motorcycles. And then complain that they didn't get the certificate for their award for their son when 2 of them were printed. They should have been there. They chose not to. That was vigil 1, right? Now this vigil, they made sure, with the help of their criminal YouTubers, crashed something that they knew they were not invited to, while they set Bullhorn Betty up for an arrest and made sure the cameras were on me for the takedown of this unlawful arrest. These are the people that say I'm harassing them, and they got their people stalking me everywhere I go. We got Chris on a podcast telling people where I'm located. We got Chris on another podcast, the same podcaster, different time, stating he's going to run me over. Then we have his stepfather showing up where I was just pulled over by. How did he know what my car looked like? How did he know where I'd be? What would entice him to get behind my car and take my picture of my license plate? So where is the harassment coming from me when we have all of this online coming from them? And they did this on Sebastian's prayer vigil where we had a huge turnout. This was done by his mom and stepfather, right? Why? You got to start asking yourself why. Law enforcement needs to come to Jesus and ask themselves, why in the hell would they get in bed with these people? Because that's what they did. These people that have had CPS in their home, the same parents that allowed this child to be SA'd, abused, stuffed in his room at night, always in trouble. When he doesn't do right, he's got to bag up and throw away all of his toys. Pretty barbaric, if you ask me. Pretty barbaric. And then those same people now have that same child missing from their home and can't explain how or why. I have problems. I have major problems with the law enforcement out there in the community. I have major problems with the mom and the stepfather and his family. Here's why I believe the family knows something. This is why. Because immediately grandma and grandpa, step-grandma and grandpa, leave. That is very weird and problematic behavior for somebody like me. Leave. Then you have Chris and Katie, leave. None of the other family came out to help. Not the cousins, not the aunts and uncles, not forever. Katie said during the summer he likes going over to a family member's house swimming. We've learned that that's either little D or big D, right? The Guy family, right? Second generation construction, Guy family. So why weren't they out there? Why didn't second generation construction pony up some money for this child that comes over every summer to swim in his pool? Why didn't he take the day off or give his workers a day off to help and aid in the search of his missing nephew? Why didn't anybody from that family help? And the people that did help were met with harassment, bodily injury, and arrest for just trying to help and bring awareness to this case. Whether you like my commentary or not, it doesn't matter. I'm allowed to have my commentary. This is America. This is not a third world country, and we do not live in China. Why did nobody help? Nobody from their family. Nobody. Not the aunts, not the cousins, not the mommy, not the stepdaddy, not grandparents. Nobody. And they want to shut my voice down. Well, seems like they did a bang up job about that, huh? One thing I will do is when I know I'm right, I'm right. I don't give a rat's ass who I'm not going to bow down and kiss these people's ass that just violated my rights and threw me in jail. They can kiss this ass. Play this for the judge. You violated my rights. Do you think I'm a happy camper? You got a 15-year-old boy to be worrying about, and you're throwing a journalist in jail. Enough's enough. So we'll see how everything goes. You know, it looks like we're going to be in court. I will be there. People wanted to know. I told people when I don't lie to my audience, which everybody keeps saying, oh, she's lying. She's got something up her sleeve. The only time I don't lie to my audience. I just sneak around and do stuff. That's all. Like I'll be here talking 1 minute, next minute you guys, I'll go live and I'm in Tennessee or Mississippi or Utah, right? Just to keep the hate channels, because they don't need to watch what I'm doing. They're stalking me. So I have to try to work within the means that I have to work within. But I can tell you that this is going to be a great case. Every time that law enforcement decides to mess with me, I'm just going to bring them back to this case and tell them why they want to stay. They would want me just to go ahead and get my job done and get out of their way. Don't interfere with my work. I have a right to be here. I have a right to work. I have a right to do the job that I'm doing. And they do not have a right to harass me over it. I never read those statements from, I have to be honest with you. I never read the statements on how they got the POs. I've never read them. I didn't. It wasn't until Megan read them and I'm like this is so easily provable right here. It's insane. And for a 20-year detective to make such a rookie mistake just doesn't bode well in my world. I call BS on that. But I think everybody under the sun knows my rights were violated. I think no matter how much damage control Sumner County Sheriff's is going to do, or the DA, or the courts, it's not going to matter. It's all going to come out in the wash. We are planning on doing whatever we need to do, lawfully wise, to make people. If they make us go to appeals court, that's exactly where we're going to go. I can tell you that, because if we can't get a fair shake in Sumner County with the judges, it's going to a higher court. Period. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's definitely going to a higher court. They will not violate my rights. Like I said, I was hoping that the DA would just do the right thing and drop the charges because they know they're bunk charges, but they won't. They're going to have a court force them to drop the charges, which is a damn shame because it shows me about the integrity of the DA's office. Just saying. So we will see what Betty is fighting for all you, not just all YouTubers, Well, I am, even the shit channels. But at the end of the day, if it can happen to me, which it's the shit channels that concocted this, right? They put the idea in Kirsten Katie's head and they executed it, and then they supported it by phone banking and trolling law enforcement in the DA's office. Hundreds and hundreds of calls, guys. As if law enforcement doesn't have enough on their plate. They think their YouTube petty bullshit is something law enforcement needs to deal with. This is how childish this has gotten. This is how dangerous these channels have gotten. They've been stalking me. It is the responsibility of the people on this app to demand its safety. And when you're just as complicit as these criminals are, you're no better than them. You don't have to like me, but you don't get to violate law. And that's what's happened. You know what? Maybe I will. Whoever can, why don't you guys start reaching out to Nancy Grace, right? Start reaching out to Court TV. Start reaching out to News Nation. That might help get some more national attention on this. I'm going to be doing this stuff behind the scenes with my contacts to get this spread out. But, you guys enforce in numbers. That's what it's going to take. We're going to need cameras. I'll tell you that right now. We're going to need cameras in that courtroom because I don't trust this. I don't trust the system. It's easy to violate somebody's rights behind closed doors. It's much harder to violate somebody's rights with a whole bunch of cameras looking at you.